What is up, YouTube? Check it out without a doubt. We're gonna see what this bad boy is all about. Hey, I'm kind of hooked on this Yella Beezy story, man. I know it's kind of old, but y'all can kind of work with it with me. Damn, the dude, look, this is wow, man. The little dude in this video, man, the guy that's behind him that's in a uniform, he look younger than the Lil Beezy dude. Shoot, y'all looking young. That means Uncle Mike getting old. Hey, y'all go check out the musicrecordingnetwork.com. Now, Uncle Mike might be old, but I got a lot of wisdom in this music, man. I play 5 instruments. I produce. I got people record deals before and everything. I kind of retired doing the music and stuff. I built the website. I built these YouTube channels. I know what I'm doing. This is what y'all want to do. Y'all want to go to somebody that don't know what they doing and let them take your money. I teach you how to stay independent, all that good stuff, and I'm getting ready to start pushing this daggone website, man. So anyway, look here. That remind me, one of them got to do something. I'm thinking I'm going to the Philippines and talk to some of my business partners over there, and yeah. So it's free to register. My bad, I should have been showing the check this out. The World's Largest Rap Contest. This is the website right here. Now, Uncle Mike built the website. It's free to register. I gotta catch up with some things. This is me when I was young. Right there, that's me right there when I was young. I taught him how to do engineering and different things. He got a big studio that we're working out of. We shoot videos and all that type of stuff, all the juicy stuff you wanna know. And we teach you how to turn music into money. So how to turn music into money. So that being said, boom, not that one, this one right here. Yella Beezy, man, how did he get his music out there? And how did he get so big on social media and stuff? Yeah, I know he was selling that stuff in the street. Everybody know these people was selling, got all this stacks of money, your re-up money. Everybody in the video showing all they re-up money. They stack that money up so they can buy more. Anyway, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. This says Yella Beezy new footage in jail goes viral. Let's check it out.
Case is being caught in 4K, and cops are treating the public to front row seats. First was the footage of Mo3’s last seconds alive. Then they released footage showing Yella Beezy in cuffs. They've even released a video to let the public know that someone in Yella Beezy's camp is truth-telling.
The state's witness will testify to the amount of money that was to be paid for the murder.
Damn.
But the icing on the cake is the shocking footage that they have released of the Dallas rapper in jail. Clearly, they are trying to send a message to his affiliates, and that's why Trap Boy Freddy is on the run. That shocking jail footage might have put the fear of God in the gangster, and it might do the same to you. Yella Beezy's viral footage. The Dallas rap scene is insane right now. Yella Beezy's arrest was definitely unexpected, but the charges attached to the rapper's name are even crazier. Murder for hire, which can carry a life sentence, and in some cases, even the death penalty. So when footage of Yella Beezy in handcuffs was leaked on social media, it quickly went viral, and you already know that the people he had hurt were going to celebrate his arrest. But one person stood out. Rapper Mo3’s mom, Nicole Williams Noble, broke her silence, making it clear that she can't wait for justice to be served, writing on her Facebook page, "Justice for my baby." Although the rapper appears calm, everyone knows that he wouldn't have been picked up if the cops didn't have a solid case against him. And it wasn't long before clear footage of what he's accused of was presented in court. The horrifying last moments of fellow rapper Mo3’, before he was gunned down by men who, according to the cops, were hired and paid by Yella Beezy. The hit was anything but clean, chaotic.
Hold up. Now I see why he stopped. He got out the car. He was scared. He see how the car stopped. Man, I would have been flooring it. I would have stayed right beside this white pickup truck. Damn, yo.
Though the rapper appears calm, everyone knows
that's why
that he wouldn't
stopped.
have been picked up if the cops didn't have a solid case against him.
Because they got
and
in
it
front
wasn't
of
long
him.
before clear footage
And they
of what
slowing
he's
down,
accused
so
of
he
was
slowed
presented in
down.
court. The horrifying last
he got out
moments
the
of fellow
car.
rapper Mo3 before he
Okay, when he got out the car, he was thinking about running.
was gunned down by men who, according to the cops, were hired and
said,
paid
well, let
by
me go
Yella
get
Beezy.
let me
The hit
get
was
my
anything
thing.
but clean, chaotic.
He ain't thinking. That's what happened, man. He was scared. God dang it.
The horrifying
okay, let's listen
last
what he's
moments
saying.
of fellow rapper Mo3 before he was gunned down by men who, according to the cops, were hired and paid by Yella Beezy. The hit was anything but clean, chaotic, in broad daylight, and in full view of cameras. Around noon on November 11th, 2020, Mo3 was driving along the I-35 freeway in Dallas after allegedly leaving the
car
home
got
of
in
a
front
woman.
of him?
While on the road, he noticed that he was being followed by a black Chevrolet Camaro. Turns out, it was carrying two armed men. Eventually, the Camaro overtook the rapper's vehicle, and at some point, he realized he was being ambushed. He swerved right and hit the brakes, and that's when the attackers saw their chance to strike. Right there in the middle of a busy freeway full of speeding traffic, Mo3 got out of his vehicle,
See, he should have been on
wrapped
that
around the
side.
back, and went to the passenger door, possibly trying to retrieve a firearm from the glove box. According to this fan, the rapper had a strap, but it was in a secret compartment on the passenger side, so he couldn't get to it without exiting his vehicle. At that moment, one of the masked gunmen jumped out of the Camaro and sprinted toward him with an assault rifle. It looked like Mo3 didn't have enough time to grab his weapon, so instead he made a run for it, sprinting southbound along the highway. This was a fatal mistake. Bro signed his own death certificate when he got out the car, one fan said. Shouldn't have got out the car shaking my head. You suppose drive to a public place to get them off you. Another comment read. Tragically, he didn't make it far. The rapper was shot 9 times and left lying in the middle of the freeway as the shooter sped away in the same black Camaro. What made the situation even more disturbing was that Mo3's body remained there for some time before authorities arrived, with graphic clips of his final moments surfacing on social media. A bystander was seen attempting CPR as civilians tried to manage the chaos, but despite their efforts, the Dallas rapper passed away. His lifeless body remained on the freeway as shot drivers passed by. Eventually, police arrived and secured the scene, while news helicopters hovered overhead and local outlets began reporting on this broad daylight killing. His label, Empire, posted an Instagram tribute to the deceased artist. It featured the rapper's photo and read, "Empire has lost a member of our family today, Dallas's own Mo3. We share this loss with Mo3's family, team, and fans. His infectious personality and unrivaled talent brought joy and therapy to his legion of followers across the country. We can only hope to continue his legacy and push forward with the same energy that Mo3 shared with the world." The post finished off with a "Long live Mo3." Despite the heartfelt tribute, his ops on some different type of energy, they were over the moon. Yella Beezy went live on Instagram where the comments were talking about the tragic incident, and all he could say was,
"What are y'all talking about, man?"
The rapper ignored all the comments about Mo3's death and ended the live with a subliminal message. Clearly, he was trying to create an alibi, but this wouldn't be the only time he would be on camera celebrating his op's death, because at the start of 2021, the rapper would post on Instagram saying that he was celebrating the end of 2020 by putting his haters in the dirt.
Hey man, new year, new blessings. You understand me? We made it through a hell of a year. You understand? Anybody that ain't for you, anybody that's going against you, anybody that's got negative, you understand me, ain't bringing no positive vibe. You know, in the words of Gucci, put that in the dirt, nigga. Damn! For sure, you did. Here we go. Take a toast.
And he wasn't the only one celebrating. Trap-Boy Freddy, another one of Mo3's enemies, took to social media to post his disgust at the traffic that had been caused by the shooting, which raised alarm bells and hinted at his involvement in the murder.
Man, whoever got the mother freeway blocked out need to get y'all shit together, dog. God damn. Can't get on the freeway. And all got the freeway blocked off all the way on Polk, dog. They got going.
Freddy would then go on to post a tribute to some of his fallen soldiers as a sign of getting revenge for them. But now, after Yella Beezy was arrested, there's a rumor that he is on the run from authorities. Guess he's guilty as charged. One fan's comment summed up Trap-Boy Freddy's situation saying, "Trap-Boy was all up the street recording near Mo dead body, ain't no point of doing the run, buddy. Trap-Boy might pull a 𝗗𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 on us." Remember the rapper who was on house arrest and had a brilliant idea just a few days before his hearing, which he decided to post on social media. He posted, "Fuck this house arrest." 12, decided to cut off his ankle monitor and make a run for it. And while on the run, he even released a song and complete with a music video. Well, U.S. Marshals were soon at his hideout, and he was quickly taken back to court and sentenced to more than 5 decades in the slam.
My bad, I had to take that.
Complete with a music video. Well, U.S. Marshals were soon at his hideout, and he was quickly taken back to court and sentenced to more than 5 decades in the slammer. Trap-Boy Freddy might just take inspiration from 𝗗𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦, but in Dallas, people were starting to have an idea of who was behind the hit, however. When asked during interviews, he obviously denied it.
I did want to ask this, is you barely acknowledged it. You barely ever had anything to say about it, but there was a lot of tension, at least on records or people talking online between you and Mo3. Now that he's passed, how do you view all that?
During his No Jumper interview, he straight up told Adam the Fed that he didn't have any kind of beef with Mo3.
Nah, I ain't never had no tension with nobody.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
Damn.
I ain't never been no tension with nobody.
You guilty. You guilty. You guilty. Says different. Look at the legs and rocking. Yeah. You wrong, dog. You's a terrible actor in the street. That's what the streets do.
Saw right through his lies, with one guy saying, the body language says different, look at his legs rocking. While another guy posted, he checked his phone for no reason, just turned it on and off. That's anxiousness. He's definitely uncomfortable, possibly being related to having involvement in the murder. Whichever. While another.
Wait a minute.
Right.
I ain't never been no tension with nobody.
Fans saw right through his lies, with one guy saying,
Bullshit.
the body language says different, look at his legs rocking. While another guy posted, he checked his phone for no reason, just turned it on and off. That's anxiousness. He's definitely uncomfortable, possibly being related to having involvement in the murder. Whichever way you look at it, at least he didn't outright snitch on himself like Boss Top did in an interview after the murder of Chicago rapper FBG Duck. In one of the most bizarre cases of self-snitching, O Block gang members allowed a vlogger, Panda Productions, into their hood. Interestingly, viewers easily pointed out in the comments section that they could spot the car that had been used in Duck's murder. Boss Top was asked about Duck, and he might have gotten a little bit cocky and revealed that they had killed Duck because of dissing their dead homies.
You got any like thoughts like on FBG Duck, you know, any thoughts on him? Like, did you know him? Well, Duck, did you know him before? Like everything like that? I don't know. Okay. All I know, don't say this about Troy or rest in peace. Duck.
It wasn't long before 5 of the 6 shooters involved in the case were in handcuffs and now face life sentences. But despite Yella Beezy holding his tongue during his No Jumper interrogation, someone must have told on him, and at first all eyes were on the most respected snitch on the streets, Charleston White.
Another person I wanted to ask you about from Texas, I wanted to get your thoughts on him. How you feel about the rise of Charleston White?
Man, that bro doing him. He doing him, man. You know, he doing him.
Yella Beezy is smart for not trying to diss Yunk because one time, Charleston White actually threatened to snitch on him and Trap Boy Freddy.
Make me mad, Trap Boy. I'll find out every goddamn dope spot you got and shut that bitch down. You better shut your bitch ass up, little boy.
Little boy.
Put the police on every last one of you goddamn niggas. You too, Yellow. Better sit y'all little young ass down somewhere.
And you know, Charleston
right.
is serious because a clip of him taking to the stand years ago to Truth Tell recently surfaced, and he was unfazed.
Said, look, you shot him.
What did he do?
Started laughing.
The vintage news clip made its rounds on social media and showed White sitting in the courtroom and recalling how his friend, Antoine Doolittle, shot and killed a man trying to prevent them from stealing coats and hats from a department store. The incident happened in 1991 when Michael Levy approached White and Doolittle in a car to retrieve what they had stolen. White and Doolittle threw the clothes out the window, and the latter shot the man as he walked away. In the clip, White is heard explaining how Doolittle ended up shooting and killing Levy. And although he faced backlash on social media over the vintage clip, UNC didn't really care.
We seen the snitch video. So? Everybody's seen it before you seen it. It used to be on the news.
Now here's the craziest part. Somebody definitely snitched on Yella Beezy. And that's because the prosecutors confirmed it in court. The case is getting heated up, and the evidence that will be revealed as the trial unfolds is crazy. But these guys documented their moves and put them on social media. You won't believe how they did themselves dirty. A truth teller among them. It's painfully obvious that someone in Yella Beezy's camp is ratting him out. In fact, the case against him has been built from witness testimony. And this star witness seems to know a whole lot about the entire plot to kill Mo3.
The state's witness will testify to the amount of money that was to be paid for the murder. A state's witness will testify to the individuals responsible for the payment. That state's witness will also testify that Marquise Conway was one of the individuals responsible for a portion of that payment.
Whoever the state witness is, they are about to unravel a 4-year-old mystery. And for many people, there are only 2 people who could know all this info and tell. The 2 dudes who were on the freeway when Mo3 was killed, and it turns out both of them are already behind bars. The assassins, 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 White and Devin Maurice Brown, also have some crazy stories. It turns out that a week or so before Mo3's tragic death, 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 was out on bond for charges relating to the shooting of his transgender boyfriend. And this relationship wasn't private. It was out in the open. Seems
What? And you supposed to be a street dude? What?
like
Come
he would
on,
be quite
man.
comfortable behind bars. 𝗗𝗡 was arrested by ATF, the U.S. Marshals Service, and Dallas Police Department Patrol officers on November 9th, 2020, and was indicted on 1 count of felon in possession of a firearm as well as murder. But it turns out that his accomplice, Devin Brown, had been arrested a few weeks ago on November 19th at his residence in Oak Cliff. Apart from murder, he was also indicted on 1 count of felon in possession of a firearm and 1 count of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute a controlled substance. Turns out that cops had searched his crib and found drugs and a stolen AK-47. But get this. Just a few days later, cops found him with yet another gun, and during the search, he slipped through the cops' fingers, hopped onto a dirt bike and fled. And when he couldn't shake off the cops, he fled on foot, but was still arrested. I mean, these 2 killers were living like it's GTA. And what's even more absurd is that 𝗗𝗡, the killer with the trans boyfriend, was already settled in jail. And in an interview from his cell, he revealed that he was feeling good behind bars.
I'm feeling good. I mean, this is life, man. You know what I'm saying? This come with a gangster, man. This what it come with.
You feeling good, fam?
Shit, man. I can't do nothing but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm locked up. I can't do nothing more than just live life, man.
This man is obviously not cooperating with the cops. That leaves only obviously not talking to the cops. And since only 1 other person has been picked up for the murder, everyone's eyes have turned to Devin Brown. And it turns out, this guy was out here playing detective, anticipating that things would go left and he would have some leverage to get himself out of a life sentence. The snitch was recording conversations with Yella Beezy days after the hit was carried out. It kind of reminds me of 𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦 being recorded by one of his guys in the Quando Rondo murder for hire case. But one thing that has people shook is that Mo3’s may have been killed because of a woman. It was reported that Brown was upset that the rapper was dating a certain woman and was upset over a Facebook video involving the late rapper and the said woman. In fact, Brown had been contacting the said woman asking whether the rapper was at a specific location. All this led to Redditors speculating that Mo3’s death was somehow connected to a woman. This dude said plenty people wanted Mo3 out the way for different reasons. It just so happened a dude hated on Mo3 for fucking his baby mama, so he put some bread on Mo3. But what's up with all these gangsters getting killed because of women? That's not very gangster if you ask me. I mean, wasn't King Von, rap's first assassin, killed because of a girl? Turns out the rapper jokingly started a beef for clout involved his op's baby mama, and that led to him ending up in a hospital and later 6 feet under.
Von seemingly was like, let me try and get this rap beef thing for clout to supercharge my career. He ended up getting YoungBoy's baby mama Jania at some sort of studio session. There was talk that they were going to make a song together. There was rumors that they slept together. And you know, then YoungBoy ends up getting Asian Doll over his house to do a song. There's rumors that they slept together.
King Von was rumored to have a fling with YoungBoy's, and it was not long before photos of him and YoungBoy's baby mama, Jania, surfaced on the internet, leaving everyone saying that the two were sleeping together. Jania would take to social media to deny the rumor and revealed that they had a song together and that she was only trying to make money to take care of her son. But Von's girl, Asian Doll, took to her Instagram to
Sound like the Tupac and Faith Evans, same story.
Confirmed the rumor that Von and Jania
We
had
was
slept
young.
together. According to her, she had seen the DMs between Von and Jania, and there was something going on between the two. She even revealed that their excuse about making music was nothing but a lie.
In them DMs, I seen it. So all that songs that dead.
YoungBoy had already gotten wind of the rumor and had taken it as disrespect. Fed up with Von's antics, YoungBoy took to social media to clap back by hooking up with his ex, Asian Doll. YB even texted his producer using Asian Doll's account. All the dissing was only going to lead to one outcome, a physical altercation, one that King Von didn't come out alive from. And maybe this isn't as bad as fellow Chicago rapper Lil Scoob, who was literally set up by a female. On June 7th, tragedy struck in the Chatham neighborhood at the intersection of 89th Place and Langley Avenue. At around 11:50 p.m., Assyrian Hogan, alias Lil Scoob, and his 16-year-old friend Lil Will got into a heated argument with another individual. Words turned into threats, and in the blink of an eye, gunfire erupted, killing Lil Scoob. Days later, the true story about Lil Scoob's death would come out, and it was one of the craziest backdoors because it was all documented and leaked on the internet. It turns out he was set up by a girl called Nene Brooks. People were even posting alleged DMs with her showing her admitting to backdooring the Bloodhound rapper. And you already know Lil Scoob's affiliates were onto her. Lil Scoob had gone to get his hair braided at his girlfriend's house where the alleged backstabber was camping at. The girl who was doing Scoom's hair is called Journey, and it was at her crib. In one of the leaked DMs, one of the alleged shooters asks Nene where she's at and if Scoom is at the house. The alleged shooter also tells Nene, "Don't let nobody know you texting me." Nene not only dropped Scoom's location, she was also updating his ops on his every move. Lil Scoom's girl would later go on DJ UTV and reveal that Nene had actually backdoored her boyfriend.
How did you and Nene fall out?
So really the Scoom stuff, like, it wasn't no, like, after I found out it was really her, it really wasn't.
So you believe it really was her that backdoored him, set him up?
Yes.
Death threats started to get serious and she was forced to dip. Turns out her folks wanted her out of Chicago immediately. A few hours later, she was on a flight out of Chicago, which she posted saying, "Never coming back." It's kind of ironic that tough gangsters end up losing their lives because of women. Well, Yella Beezy is yet to fall for such a trap, but with his criminal record, his ops won't have to take him out because the system will have him behind bars for life for a very long time. Yella Beezy's criminal record. Yella has been out here getting familiar with police protocols from the number of arrests he's had since 2020. On Valentine's Day 2021, Beezy was arrested in East Oak Cliff, Dallas during a traffic stop. Officers pulled him over around 5:50 p.m. on Sunnyvale Street for traffic violations. During the stop, police discovered multiple firearms in his vehicle, a black GMC Yukon with bulletproof windows. Beezy, then 29, was arrested without incident and charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. As a documented gang member, he was not allowed to have handguns in his car. Cops had been conducting surveillance in the area due to its reputation for gang activity and drugs. After noticing the Yukon's heavily tinted windows and observing it violate several traffic laws, they conducted the stop. A gun was reportedly seen in plain view, leading to a further search of the vehicle with the help of a drug-sniffing dog. Police recovered 5 firearms, including a stolen Beretta PMX and a Springfield AR-15 pistol with a 54-round drum magazine. This incident wasn't Beezy's first weapons-related charge. Back in 2011, he was arrested just blocks from the 2021 traffic stop. At the time, officers found a loaded handgun in his car and charged him with unlawful carrying of a weapon due to his documented gang affiliation. He received 9 months of probation, and the charge was dismissed after successful completion. Later in 2021, Beezy faced more legal trouble. In August, he was again arrested on drug and weapons charges. The rapper posted a video of law enforcement officers seemingly searching his vehicle's trunk as blue and red lights flashed. Then in November, he was arrested in Plano, Collin County, and charged with sexual assault, child endangerment or abandonment, and unlawful carrying of a weapon. The sexual assault charge stemmed from allegations by a woman who said Beezy invited her to his home for a date, during which he allegedly became aggressive and assaulted her. However, in 2022, Beezy was cleared of all charges related to that case. It seems like Yella Beezy has become a regular in court, and his latest murder-for-hire charges might see him behind bars for the rest of his life. But it turns out there's a rapper who's giving him a run for his money because he is associated with not 1, but 3 murders for hire. This is none other than Chicago rapper Lil Durk. The first alleged hit 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 dropped a bag for was in connection to the murder of his brother, but FBG Duck's murder isn't the only one that Durk and OTF have been linked to. It turns that he also went after his brother's killer. Lil Durk's brother D-Thang was murked on a Sunday morning outside a strip club in South Suburban Harvey on June 7, 2021. And for Durk, revenge was the only thing on his mind. Word spread that a dude named Stefan Mack was responsible for D-Thang's death, and soon word spread that 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 had put a price on his head. 1 year later, on January 7, 2022, Mack's ops tracked and gunned him down at the Youth Peace Center of Roseland, located at 420 West 111th Street in Chicago. 2 years later, on December 4th, 2023, 2 men, Preston Powell, alias J.B. Marley, and Anthony Montgomery Wilson, alias AJ, were charged in a murder-for-hire plot in connection to Mack's death. While AJ is in custody, J.B. Marley remains a fugitive, with law enforcement agencies actively seeking his arrest, and a $10,000 reward for any info that will lead to his arrest. The story gets even crazier, with Reddit forums pointing out that AJ was at Lil Durk's 𝗗𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 music video shoot, the same video that he dropped less than a month after Mack was killed. And it seems someone is already truth-telling because cops have already pinned the murder for hire on 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. According to newly unsealed court documents, the feds believe Mack's murder was revenge for the death of Lil Durk's brother. The court documents also reveal that a federal informant told cops that Lil Durk was and still is offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically, offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. The evidence against Durk continues to pile because now the feds have text messages between AJ and J.B. Marley where the two appeared to discuss getting paid by 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦. In one of the most damning texts, AJ asks, "Did Durk give you that money?" The second murder 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 is alleged to have financed was FBG-Duck, who was shot and killed at Michigan Avenue and East Oak Street in the Gold Coast area of Chicago on the 4th of August 2020, with the tragic incident being caught on camera. Footage captured the moment a black vehicle pulled up in front of a store, with armed men jumping out and opening fire as Duck desperately tried to escape, but it was in vain. After hitting their target multiple times, the gunman rushed back into the black vehicle, while a gray Chrysler, also involved in the hit, sped off, leaving Duck for dead. CCTV footage also reveals that cops trailed the gray Chrysler to O Block. At first, everyone, including the feds, believed that it was King Von who had put a bounty on Duck's head for dissing his dead best friend. However, in an interview on Vlad TV, FBG-𝗚𝗢𝗡 dropped a bombshell that connected Lil Durk to FBG-Duck's murder. It turns out, 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 was about to fly out some of FBG-Duck's killers in a private jet just before their arrest.
I don't think Von paid them guys. I'm sorry to tell the world. Them boys got snatched at the airport on a private hangar. Von is dead, right?
Okay, well,
how the f is these niggas paying for a jet?
But none of this beat the latest death he commissioned, which has him behind bars. After his best friend King Von was murked by Quando Rondo's right-hand man, Lil Tim, 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 wasn't about to give anyone a free pass. He wanted to see bodies dropping, and that's what he got. According to court documents, Durk started plotting for Quando's death immediately after Von was killed. Rumors began to circulate that Durk had placed a bounty on Quando's head. Durk told OTF members that he would pay a bounty to anyone who would take part in killing Quando Rondo. Durk's cousin, DeAndre Wilson, also promised OTF members that anyone who took part in killing Quando would be rewarded with lucrative music opportunities with OTF, which was also a music label. On August 18, 2022, federal court records show that 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 learned that Quando Rondo was staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. He didn't waste any time and paid for his associates, DeAndre Wilson, Keith Jones, David Lindsay, and Asa Houston, to travel from Chicago to get the job done. When they got to LA, they were met by Kion Grant, who had everything ready for the hit. From ski masks to guns and even cars, OTF was determined to avenge Von's death. After tracking down Quando's SUV, the group followed the rapper to a gas station where they ambushed him and started letting off shots. Miraculously, Quando Rondo survived. However, his cousin, Lil Pub, wasn't lucky, and he tragically lost his life in the ambush. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗞𝗦 and Yella Beezy find themselves in a similar situation, indicted for having people killed and for people from their camps cooperating. But will Yella Beezy wiggle out of this as he has always done? Only time will tell. Meanwhile, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.
God, dog, man. Hey, Yella Beezy, man, how in the world you done paid somebody or whatever the case may be? I'm trying to tell y'all, man, these streets ain't got no, you could talk all that stuff like you gangster and bloop, 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 all in the camera and all this stuff and showing all that money. You can't spend the money when you're in jail. Then when the jail comes, reality hits. The reality hits. You don't want to do this, man. You don't want to do this. The reality hits. Now you're trying to get out. So people start snitching on each other, man. That's what happens. Y'all let me know in the comments, man. Don't forget to check out the world's largest rap contest.com. The world's largest rap contest.com. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.